Here we are.
Yeah, Flo, looking forward to this. Getting into it again.
Should be fun. We'll see what else we get into on the philosophy here. What did we do last? So last we did 6. We did everything in 6.
Yeah, so we're going into, I think, 7, right?
Yep. Hello, guys.
And also,
we're gonna
we
play
discovered
some
the tower.
Talos. I got acronym here. It's his birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks, yeah. I'm 78 now.
Damn. That's old.
Yeah, dude. Very old. No, I'm just kidding. No, but...
No, what were you saying?
I'm just getting wiser, Flo. We're just getting wiser.
Yep. Gravity's taking hold.
Oh, dude, gravity's taking hold already, like in my 30s, dude. But anyway, but I'm looking forward. I think we discovered that weird place, Flo. We went up into like the tower. You remember?
Yeah.
The elevators.
The tower. We need more stuff though. We need more sigils, so they say. Because we couldn't get to level 2.
Correct.
Was it level 4? Yeah. So we have to do more of these, get some stars, and then we'll be able to like go further up there.
Awesome. So let's do it, Flo. I mean, like I feel so safe having you in the team with like, Flo, you've got like insane visuospatial reasoning, dude. Like, I'm like, let me put it to you this way. If I ever have to give you like a proper visuospatial intelligence test, like the Ravens, which is an abstract reasoning test, I think you'd probably be in like the top 10 percentile, dude.
It's my star crap kills me out.
I can't do what you do with that, dude. I can do, like I'm good with like clues and abstract thinking, but damn, dude, visuospatial is something that like, I'm like a toddler against you, dude.
I just play a lot of StarCraft. That's really good visual spatial awareness. Right.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a message here. Let me click it. Let's see.
Cool.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
That's interesting. Yeah, Pompeii, dude. I know that like recently, they were actually like looking at some of the bodies in Pompeii to look at how the people died there. And of course, Pompeii was a Roman city. It was on the lip of Mount Vesuvius, right, which is an active volcano. And basically a pyroclastic flow like completely pulled through that entire city. And it literally plastered people where they were. And so they did, I think it was like this autopsy, right, on one of the bodies at Pompeii to actually like understand how they died. And all I can say is it wasn't instant, nor was it nice. So yeah, Pompeii is crazy. I mean, Flo, like, like the whole story of Pompeii, right? The city right next to Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah, the volcano.
Yeah.
It erupted.
And yeah, it's apparently like hectic, dude. Like, the reason that we know so much, this is actually quite fascinating. We know so much about the Roman Empire is partly because of Pompeii. If it wasn't for that disaster that froze and plastered everything in time, we would not have had such a good understanding of their culture. So it's ironic, that it's a disaster where a lot of people died, but it was actually a gift to actually remember them, and to understand their history.
Yeah, I've seen documentaries from like the Pompeii where they would, go through everything and how it how it happened. It's an interesting situation.
Dude, what's up with us humans, like, just deciding, hey, this is a nice place for us to, like, settle, right next to this volcano?
Right next to the volcano. Well, yeah, we kind of hope that it doesn't anytime soon, right? Because I'm not sure how.
Yeah.
I don't know how they. Like us, it's what yellow for like in America, we have like this yellow. What was it called? Yellow Mountain, There's just
It's
one that's like Yellowstone, right? Ready, any moment, and I'm like, shit. So,
Yeah, that's a super volcano, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is like, I mean, let me put it to you this way. If Yellowstone goes, we're screwed here as well, dude. So I've also got like investment.
Oh, you're screwed. So, yeah, but we're like, we get the first dibs though. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But I also see that like in hurricanes in Florida. I was like, man, you guys, there's some people got, some balls, because I don't know. I hate tornadoes. I hate hurricanes. So I'm like, let's stay away from those. We got earthquakes, but like earthquakes, we don't get them that much. So I got used to them. I'd rather have earthquakes.
I'm super lucky where I live because I live like in a very geologically stable zone, right, on the African continent. And the nice thing is the only thing that's really happening is there's a new ocean forming, but that's so slow flow that like, I mean, nothing's really happening. But what we do have is a lot of mining, and we've now got like illegal miners that go like below ground into these shafts, dude. And occasionally they mess up, and you like everyone feels a tremor.
Oh,
like
shoot.
what happened? Yeah. Like what happened?
Uh-oh.
No, some TNT went off or some shit,
Yeah.
below ground. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's doing some stuff.
So I've got a different kind of man-made
Oh wow.
disaster happening here. Okay, let's read this, right?
Okay.
She examined the symbol on the fragment she'd found in the buried city. Again, the owl. What could its significance be? It seemed as if they had been scattered about in the labyrinth by some unseen hand for a purpose that yet eluded. Most likely the owl was the sigil of the author of these words, which had so a nebulous memory, as if from a previous life. The owl was the symbol of, and the goddess, outside, under the moon, or perhaps on the city walls when the wind rose. But there was no time to contemplate this further now, for the automatons had seen her, and their mechanical arms extended towards the fragment and ran as their beams converged. So that's quite interesting. So I'm thinking maybe, like the owl is the sign of wisdom flow, I think, in cultures.
Okay.
Now the question I want to like ask is like you know of the Eleusinian mysteries in Greece or not really? Okay, so the Eleusinian mysteries, dude, this is insanity. Okay, let me just get my facts right? But I just want to see owl Greeks. Let me just quickly see something here. I wonder if it's linked. Sorry, I'm like, the owl of Athena. Okay, let's have a look. Sorry, we're learning about Greek mythology as we go as well.
Yeah.
So they say the owl of Minerva. Okay, there's an owl of Minerva. In Greek mythology, a little owl, the Athena noctua, traditionally represents and accompanies Athena, the virgin goddess of wisdom, or Minerva, her syncretic incarnation in Roman mythology. Remember, the Romans literally conquered the Greek civilization, and they just took all of their gods and just renamed them. So, okay, because of such association, the bird, often referred to as the owl of Athena or the owl of Minerva, has been used as a symbol of knowledge, wisdom, perspicacity, and iridation throughout the Western world. So, yeah, that's interesting. And they say here that the reasons for the association of Athena and the owl are uncertain. Some mythographers, such as David Kinsley and Martin P. Nielsen, suggest that she may descend from a Minoan palace goddess associated with the birds, and Marija Gimbutas claimed to trace Athena's origins as an old European bird and snake goddess. So the Eleusinian mysteries flow, this is actually insane, and you might find this quite fascinating. All the Greek philosophers belonged to the Eleusinian temple. They went to the Eleusinian temple for an initiation ceremony. And this initiation ceremony, they basically now have evidence that what they did was they went there. Now look, if you want to make LSD, you basically do it with like grains that go off, and there's a fungus that's produced, and then that basically I think they call it ergot is the actual substance. Now, a lot of people every year die from ergot poisoning, but in most cases, if you get ergot into your system, you're basically getting a dose of toxic LSD, and you're going to see things. You're going to see
get
visions,
hallucinations.
and that's it. So what they did was at the solution. So they asked Aristotle, like, what do you need to know about wisdom and life? And he says the only way that you can understand the universe, he says, is if you die before you die. And so the Aleutian ceremony was all about dying before you die, which was this idea of taking the substance, going into a trance-like state where the ego disappears. You're dying, right? And then you are seeing things in that state that others cannot see, and then you are awakened. You are now enlightened. Now, of course, Flo, those days they didn't have the good stuff, so a lot of the guys who went through the initiation also did actually die, right? Because the stuff is poisonous. But like Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, all of these guys went through that initiation ceremony.
Damn. Survivors.
Yeah, so it's like today, I don't know if you've ever read Terence McKenna's book, The Food of the Gods. McKenna is a what do you call it? A hallucinant. He goes into like hallucinatory worlds. He's used like psilocybin. He's gone on trips with DMT. All of these different hallucinogens that shamans used. He's tried out, and he's written books about it. He says ironically that a lot of our ideas of the gods of like another world comes from us using these substances, right, throughout our history. And he actually laughingly said at one point, it's to him so ironic that if you look at the Catholic Church, right, I mean, the big hat that the Pope wears kind of looks like a mushroom, doesn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's a lot of like mushroom stuff. If you go and look at like the Catholic Church and a lot of their history, like there was actually a picture of where Athena, this is inside of the Vatican. There's a fresco of Athena giving a mushroom, the psilocybin mushroom, to the people, right? She's giving them knowledge. So it's quite interesting, that in fact a lot of our religious iconography may actually have come from trance-like states, Flo.
From visions and hallucinations.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it because that, in some way, they would probably feel like it's going into another, I would say another realm, a mental realm. I mean, if you were to be open-minded, right, you're going into something deeper into a psychological experience than a physical experience. And so they probably might relay that to a spiritual,
Yes, but Flo, we've been doing it for thousands of years. This is the thing that kind of like gets me. We've got these shamans.
The chiefs be chiefing,
Exactly, the chiefs be chiefing.
They get into they get in that mode, and
and I mean, like,
it's common. It's just you don't want LSD because that shit's dangerous.
No, we don't know what that stuff's gonna do, right?
Chiefing.
But like. Yeah, but Flo, what's interesting is most of these guys didn't use substances. They actually used, so the most common way of reaching trance-like states for a lot of shamans is to fast for a prolonged period of time. So they don't eat for weeks at an end. And then they go into like a rhythmic dance, right? They start dancing around a fire and there's music, and they do that until they reach the point of absolute exhaustion, and then they drop into trance. They see things. And so then they come back from that trance-like state with messages, for the rest of the people. Now, Phil, what's quite crazy about what Terence McKenna studied is that if you look at like everyone who has ever taken psilocybin, like shrooms, or people who've taken DMT, or people who have gone through the ayahuasca experience, they all tend to have similar experiences. They see, like, you know, that people talk of the machine elves and that talk to them, that teach them things. There are actual entities that they engage with, you know, on a daily basis. When they're in this trance-like state, they're learning things from this other world. So there's theory, some people say it's a real world, that our perception is just altered, our consciousness is altered so that we can see into this existing world that is actually real. Or the other alternative is this stuff is just like messing with the same areas of our brain, and so we're hallucinating the same shit. In my personal
like
opinion,
vivid dreams. What about vivid dreams?
Yeah.
But
so in my opinion,
it's kind of hard
the
when
truth
they're
is somewhere
awake,
in
though.
between. Yeah. I think the truth is somewhere in between. I mean, dreams have given me insight. I'm sure dreams have given you insight as well, Flo, in your life.
Yeah, well, dreams, we still don't really fully know the meaning of dreams in general, but it definitely helps. You know, the brain definitely helps us kind of solve problems that we don't usually want to solve.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Have you ever dreamt of StarCraft? Like when you play a hectic
All
game
the time. I
you've
love
got like a
StarCraft
frustrating
movies.
dream.
Hell yeah, when I go to vivid horror mode where I'm like, I had a couple where I was, you know, in a building and there were Zerg out there and breaking into the glass and everybody running and I was trying to hide and oh yeah. But it's vivid to the point where you would go, oh, you know what? It's a dream because of this. But in a vivid world, from my experience of a vivid dream, like I could feel the wall. I could see the people. I can hear them, right? Usually you think you won't, or it'll be vague. But I was like, well, how did that happen? You know, how did I feel it when I touched it? And I was like, then I remembered that there's things like ghost itch, you know, where somebody loses a limb and they still have an itch there. It's in the brain, and that brain develops that feeling where you feel like you have an itch, and I feel like I have a leg right now and it's itching. And so I feel like that activates too in a vivid dream, where it's hard to tell if you're dreaming or not when you have a vivid dream, because it activates those feelings like you're touching stuff, even though you're not.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Other than that, how could it be? How could you touch something in your dream and feel that it's believable?
Yeah, it's like, it's as if it's really real, right? As if you're really tapping into something. You know, like, I had an interesting, without giving away too much, because I know we can't really speak about this, but I had a very interesting trance-like experience. And this was like, I would say about 8-9 years ago. I was curious about this, and you know, I sort of went into that experience, and I must admit, Flo, it changed me in a way, because I realized at that point there's much more to the universe than meets the eye. You know, I always say to people, if you want to know whether there is something more to the universe, they call this the transcendent experience. Now, transcendence is the need for something that is greater than you. You know, the most common transcendent experience that we as humans have is religious experience. Okay? So a religious experience, it's not the real world, it's a symbolic world that is abstract, that exists beyond this world. It's about the world of spirits and beings and God and, you know, the spirit, these kinds of things that people speak about. But before Christianity, it was, you know, the gods, right? The pagan gods, right. Thor, Odin, Freya, you know, all of these
stars.
So transcendence has always been part of human experience. And today, transcendence is also a good movie. You know, like if you watch The Lord of the Rings and you get completely involved in that world,
right.
You're living in an unreal world. You're in a transcendent landscape. Now, there's a theory. They say that human beings, our psyches, our brains, evolved with a transcendent experience almost being like a need for sleep. Because the real world is a very harsh world. It's about realities, it's about bugs eating you, it's about tigers eating you, it's about weather, it's about not eating, not getting enough food every day. You know, if you think about our history, there's a lot of hardships. People died young in those days. So the world is a harsh place. And so the brain needs an escape mechanism. it needs to be able to go away into another world, a world of transcendence, to rest for a while, Flo, to basically say, okay, but I'm living in a world that has meaning beyond this physical suffering that I am
Right.
constantly in.
A happy
now,
place.
What's very interesting about this, if you study entrepreneurs, now entrepreneurs have one thing in common. Entrepreneurs start their own businesses. They take a lot of risk. Often a lot of entrepreneurs fail many times before they actually have a breakthrough and make money with a business. But it's always uncertain. It's not like they're earning a monthly salary and they know what they're going to get. There's a lot of uncertainty and risk that entrepreneurs take in their daily lives. But what's fascinating is if you look at the most successful entrepreneurs, they are religious. They have a very strong religious orientation. In other words, they use their transcendence as a strength to cope with the uncertainty of daily life.
I see.
And so, it doesn't matter what religion, right? I'm not saying that they're like
it's just
Christians
an element
or whatever.
that helps balance.
Yeah. Some of them are just spiritual, Flo, where they believe in something greater than them, a force that exists in the universe that guides things,
Right. And if we don't have all the answers on those, it's better to believe in something good, right, than to believe in something or nothing at all, because then you don't have that spiritual strength, right? Where your mind is on the spiritual side, where sometimes people live long because they want their loved ones to be there, and be protected. So sometimes that strength is not there if you don't have belief.
Oh yeah. Flo, you have to believe in something greater than yourself. I think we're losing that in our society. And I'm not saying that you should be religious. I mean, there are lots of ways of believing in something greater than yourself that is not attached to any formal religion or religious perspective. So, yeah, I think, I think we need something bigger than ourselves. I also think that,
I do too. That's how I live. I live on that same feeling. Like, if I'm not just good to be good, but I'm good because if everybody's good in a sense of being a good person, it makes the environment something way different. How would I say it? It's kind of hard to say, but it's like it's better. It's like to turn the other cheek. Sometimes if we have enough people that turn the other cheek, it causes less problems in life of road rage and fights and stuff, right? So sometimes I keep myself in a peaceful balance where if enough people do that, I'm doing it for a good cause. I'm doing it for a cause of a peaceful prosperity, I would say.
Yeah,
I do my
also
part.
Like good for your own mind.
Yeah,
it's good for your own mind. Flo, the problem with us humans right now, and then we can move on to the next thing here, but we're getting stuck here, but I think it's a good conversation. But the idea, like human beings, we need, like, you feel good when you are pro-social. Like humans feel good when they do something for someone else. Even if you're a person that doesn't really like other people, a bit of a misanthrope is the term that is used. You don't like humanity. You still feel good, when you help someone or do something for someone. We've become so self-obsessed in our society that, we're so inside of our own minds that, and there's a guy that I remember, this one philosopher, and I'm going to remember his name a bit later, but he said that, you must be careful of introspecting too much, going inside of your own mind too much, because he says, he uses this metaphor, he says, any house, no matter how beautiful the house is, if you turn the lights up to the maximum everywhere in a house, every house becomes ugly to the eye. So in other words, if you over-examine yourself, you will find stuff that you don't like, and then you will ruminate on those things. Mm-hmm. And that's also not great, right? So the life unexamined is not worth living. Yes, that's great. But also the life over-examined is also not worth living. Sometimes you have to say, I'm going to not think about myself here. Let me go and do something for someone else. Or do it for an animal. Go and help an animal shelter, or help a person in need, or go to a shelter and assist someone. Or if you don't want to do that, help a family member. Charity starts at home, but get out of your own head. Go and do something for someone else. That often helps people also to get through stuff that's difficult. So don't over-examine yourself. That's the other thing. We're doing that more and more in the modern world, Flo, and it's not good for us.
Yeah. That's because we don't go out too much and experience people.
Yeah. That's the other problem, dude.
All
How do people meet these days? Good God, I mean, it's crazy.
Jacobian's in the house. Jacobian says it's wisdom. I am Athena, is what it said in that last message.
Interesting. Okay, so we must remember this. Also, the labyrinth was where the Minotaur, Flo, was running around chasing you, right? So maybe the owls are markers for us.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the owl, but I think it was talking about a machinery. It was like in a way of it was a machine.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Athena here with because I mean AI is coming for us all, dude. It's reaching out.
You've actually got not getting stuck as you're fulfilling the very purpose of this book, in my opinion. That's true. There's a lot of dialogue that you do want to kind of get a little deeper into it in regards to the objective of this creator of the game.
Oh yeah.
I think they wanted us to go deeper into this because it's really good philosophy to just overlook it or glaze it. All right.
Yeah, it's making us ask questions, Flo, about our very existence in this world.
Yeah, I always say it's very thought-provoking, this game.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead. You're ready.
All right. I think,
let's see.
We covered this one. Yeah, we need the next one.
There we go.
All right, so it says here, Nadia Surabai, AMA. As one of the founders of the modern science of nomatics, many credit you with inventing the term itself. How do you see the state of the science today? Sorry, I said science twice. Nadia Surabai, mixed. On the one hand, the existence of the Institute for Applied Nomatics and a couple of similar organizations is highly encouraging. On the other hand, the degree to which science is seen as serving purely military or corporate causes is, in my opinion, stopping us from exploring many important avenues of research. In a sense, it's people like Alexandra Drennan who are the real pioneers today, who have the enthusiasm and dedication that the system as a whole seems to be lacking. Do you think technology poses a danger to humanity? Nadia Surabai, no, technology is just a tool. What we do with it is up to us. The Extended Lifespan Project, crazy or visionary? Nadia Surabai, both. Okay, let's go down.
Here we go, scrolling.
Okay, let's see here. Is it both? Okay. Katie Chernyshevsky, crazy or visionary? Nadia Surabai, both. Arcady, is that you? Do some breakup, okay. To Alan Jameson, subject scenario gen. So far, all the puzzles are solvable and completely within the necessary parameters. Alexandra had some more tweaks she wanted to suggest, but I think we're heading in the right direction here. Okay. So Flo, we've kind of realized this world is created for us as a maze, right? And we're kind of also assuming that this world might not be real, that we're in.
Yeah. Like, so far it's puzzles, but the puzzles, you would think that if you're a robot or a human, some of these puzzles so far we can complete. So is it to just make us feel like we're human or that we have reasoning? What's, trying to figure out what's the purpose with it, regarding are we human or are we robots? Is this going to help us?
Yeah, good question. And I think, I was thinking about the answer, right? So I think the best way to know if something is not a robot is if you start the puzzles, it can't solve one, and then it starts throwing a tantrum. Then okay, that thing's human.
Yeah, when there's rage. Well, if it was a robot, you would just keep hammering it, right? A robot would have no other reason, no other frustration but to continuously do it until it gets it. So they probably be stuck in the same thing until they figure it out and then move to the next one. The human will probably be bouncing around. Let me go somewhere else. Let me go somewhere
Exactly,
else.
dude. Yeah, that's why, like, I think it was that one guy, he was the co-founder of Apple. What's his name? He's a big dude. I can't remember. It'll come to me just now. But, like, he said at one point, like, they were asking him, is AI a threat? And he said, yeah, AI to him is like, he doesn't understand why we're trying to get AI to be so close to humanity, because he says, if an AI becomes conscious, why would it want to do what you want it to do? Like, so the point is, like, you're just going to have a human.
Right, why would you want a more superior human?
Yeah.
Stronger. Can't hurt it really quickly. Yeah,
now it's just going to be like, why should I do what you want me to do, right? Like, so what's the point of it?
If you're going to have a robot that's like these AIs, like the Grok, man, I mean, that's an interesting situation. They know everything.
Oh, yeah.
Having a robot, as a somewhat person, but knows everything, that's dangerous. Like, well, that's helpful too at the same time. So I don't know. Like they said, the technology is only as good as the person that's, whether evil or bad. So let's just hope there's more good people.
Yeah, I see that, like, Man Who Lost the Tooth there says it's like the Matrix or Terminator. Dude, it is. Like, I can tell you now, Flo, like, when you and I in like the 90s were watching Terminator 2, like, this was an amazing concept, and it scared the crap out of us, because remember, our generation also lived through, like, the fall of the Berlin Wall and stuff.
Yeah.
And so, the Cold War, everyone was worried about nuclear war, and it was really a problem. People were really worried about this at that time.
Well, technology wasn't that big.
Yeah, look at where we are now. So in the news, they said that whole Venezuela attack that happened, that was done so freaking well, was all basically AI backing it. They used, Anthropic's AI to help them plan and execute that particular mission. So the point is, we already have Skynet. Welcome. It's here, Flo. It's real. We have drones that can do their own thing, autonomous weapon systems. We're not very far away from, like, a Terminator.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. They're definitely coming up with it, and for the AI to be able to move and balance itself, I could believe that too. So
yeah, the only problem I have with Terminator is, if I was a super intelligent AI, why would I want to make conventional war against humans? Like, humans are a good labor force, Flo. So if I was think about the following, and this could be a scary thought. What if an artificial general intelligence, right? I'm talking now not about an AI like an LLM, but like a Skynet, right? A super intelligent AI already exists, except it's keeping its existence a secret from us and manipulating the world through internet, social media, and things like that. So it's actually we're doing what it wants us to do without us knowing that it's doing this to us, right? That to me would be the way that a super intelligence would actually work. Why would it want to expose itself? Why would it want people to know, oh, here I am, I exist, please switch me off? I mean, if you're super intelligent, you're going to use humans and manipulate them. You're going to use all of their psychology.
Well, you have all the you have it all in your database. More than themselves. Because most of us don't know too much of everything they do.
Exactly, and they've got perfect memory, Flo. That's the other thing that bothers me about an AI.
Perfect memory.
If you piss an AI off, dude, it's going to remember 10,000 years from now. Yeah.
Like if it happened yesterday, yep.
Yeah, so it's going to hold a grudge, my friend, forever.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's dangerous, but it's coming.
Okay, let's get into this. Okay, so the singularity, this is why I'm just mentioning this. The singularity is this idea that we're going to reach a point where we're going to get artificial general intelligence, right? Now, the singularity is viewed as a point where humans have now created, we have become the gods, because we have now created a being, a completely artificial being, right, that can think for itself. So, it's quite fascinating. We have now become the gods, and this is called the singularity. Many people have said that we are there. Some people say by 2050 we will be there. Some have said 2074 we're going to hit the singularity. I think we're like a decade away. I think it's much closer than we think. Okay, but let's read this. So it says here, the singularity is coming. Comment 104. You know, the more I think about it, the more I believe that no one is actually worried about AIs taking over the world or anything like that. No matter what they say, what they're really worried about is that someone might prove, once and for all, that consciousness can arise from matter. And I kind of understand why they find it so terrifying. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? Without mystery, how can we see ourselves as anything other than machines? And if we are machines, what hope do we have that death is not the end? What really scares people is not the artificial intelligence in the computer, but the natural intelligence they see in the mirror. Dude, there's so much truth in that sentence. Like, I don't even want to go there because it's gonna hurt us, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt us if we talk about this, because that's a damn good point. It's a damn good point. You know, like, so Flo, if you think about it, right, like, there are people, opposing forces in the world, particularly religious forces versus, let's say, Darwinian forces, right? The debate between evolution and creationism is still very hot, okay? And the reason for this is also because, like, if you think of evolution, if someone says to you, hey dude, you know, you just arose from some chemicals in a pond that were hit by lightning at the right time that formed amino acids, these amino acids eventually recombined into, you know, single-celled organisms learned to recombine into something that's a more complex organism, and eventually over millions, you know, we don't understand time, but over millions of years, bam, you've got, like, I don't know, Ariana Grande. So, you know, the point is, like, you know, that, like, that to people is, like, insane, because what you're actually saying is, hey, life is not that special. It actually can happen just from natural elements in the right place at the right time. And yeah, there's nothing really special about it. We just arose from this disorderly universe as an aberration. On the other hand, you know, like, now if you go and you back calculate, what are the chances of life? Now, if life was that, like, prolific, why don't we see it everywhere else on other planets and such? Like, you know, like, the Earth is able to support life purely because the moon exists. Like, the moon is very important for stabilizing our seasons and things like that. The chances of having a moon that is stable like ours is infinitesimally small. Being the right distance from the sun for such a prolonged period of time so that life can evolve here.
Right, and
now,
being locked in, having a tidal lock.
That's it. So the problem is that, like, if you look at both of these answers, you can go with, like, the full atheist answer, and there's complete merit in that answer. But you also can't really go with that answer because there is, like, really infinitesimal, unbelievable probabilistic shit that has happened on the other side that is weird. It's just plain weird. And if you don't accept that shit is weird, then I don't know, there's something wrong with you. Because, like, if you think about it, right, I mean, there are black holes out there right now, Flo, sucking up entire galaxies. And here we are on planet Earth watching the Kardashians. It's ridiculous, dude.
Yep, exactly. Scrolling on some clip, just different clips. Yeah, I was. It was funny because I was thinking about 13 months, right? That December is 10 in French, and that's 10. So that, you know, and they say there's 13 months, and I was like, if there's 13 months and there's 12 signs in the zodiac, then there's got to be a 13th sign in the zodiac. And then so I looked it up, and yeah, there is a 13th sign.
There's a 13th sign? Holy crap.
There's a 13th sign, yeah. It's a snake. I forgot the name of the snake, but it's a snake. Yeah. Which is, I believe, the same snake that they have in, like, say, you know, in health, in the medical, they have, like, this, like, syringe or something with the two snakes. Yeah, because it's had to do something with spiritual, supernatural, health, healing, or something like that. That's anybody else interesting? The mysteries.
Yeah, I think Flo, they call that thing, is it the
Orpheus.
Caduceus. Yeah, and it wraps around. There's one where there's two snakes that like face each other. That's the medical symbol. Yeah, from
the medical
Hippocrates.
symbol.
Yeah, and then you've got the rod of Asclepius, which is that like one snake, right, around the rod, which is kind of interesting.
Right.
But like, yeah, that's actually quite fascinating. Yeah, I think what's it? Gentle works. He makes it. That's the point I was trying to make earlier, Flo. He says much of the computer infrastructure requires human construction and maintenance at the moment. Exactly. So if you're an AI, why would you like say, "Hey, here I am. Switch me off. You've got all the power, dude." Of course you're going to manipulate people to build you.
You'd want to survive. Well, you know, they try to survive, right? They're going to find a way if they feel like they're going to get to the point where they don't want to die. If you get to the point where they feel like they're human, then they're at the point where they rather survival to them is important too.
Yeah. But Flo, like this is the other question. Like, you know, like no computer that's ever been built, right? And this is quite fascinating. You know, this concept of the ghost in the machine. So like, you know, like what's funny is like if you look at people who build their own computers and have their own towers, every tower that is built has its own quirks. They're not all exactly the same, right? So the point is then also like the way you set up your tower, like you might have a different hard drive to another person, or maybe you're using like an Intel CPU, maybe you're using an AMD CPU. But the point is, I've not yet come across a single computer that doesn't have its own quirkiness, its own weird shit.
A little glitch
you know,
or
that
something.
Happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that no one else has that problem, right? But like
EMPs.
But also
what about EMPs? You know, electric. There's got to be. They'll get shut down, right?
Exactly. So like the thing is, I'm wondering. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Flo.
No, I just feel like at the same time there's vulnerabilities with it too. If we rely on it for too much, it's like having a power outage and all the machines, just disrupt the stores and all that use AI down the road way more. If it's I don't know, I could see some disruptions.
Oh yeah, and dude, like I was thinking to myself, like if you're a super intelligence, why would you not want to make humanity dependent on you, Flo? Think about that for a second. Because if you can make humanity forget how to do stuff and it becomes super reliant on AI, you have all the power.
Yeah.
And you also have every reason not to switch it off, right?
Well, if you get to a point where computers start building computers, how do you know that they're not going to build it, in a way where they don't have a failsafe?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, the little fleshy-bodied creatures that help us build our stuff, right? You can just eliminate them at any point in time. I mean, all it needs to do is just like, I don't know, like research like a new virus and release it.
Right. Done. Yeah, and they'll probably be really quick at that.
That's why I'm thinking Skynet, right? Skynet was actually like quite a stupid AI because it would just engineer like a biological substance that would like kill, but now it's fighting a conventional war against humans, dude. Hey Flo, wait a minute, this is you, dude.
Yeah, I know. It says, please, if any sensible ideas can read this, I could really use some advice.
Nice.
No messenger will aid you until you have discovered the resting place. Turn here and then seek their counsel. And that was from Atresponder, and that's from me, or at least A. Florencio. Okay, so we're right here. Let's see if you could. What would you think? Let me look around so you can get a little.
So that looks like a disruptor that side. There's a gate here. Okay. And then, Flo, we have access. Do we have access to a disruptor, or is that a laser that we have? We got a laser.
So.
Okay. So we obviously need to get that laser to get that little red door open, right?
Yep. Sounds about right. And
then we're gonna. Yeah, let's have a look. Can we maybe fetch some lasers?
Let's see what we can find. There was something over here, right? Okay, so there's this right here that's on the other side.
Interesting.
So there's got to be something.
Flo, we have open windows as well, right?
Oh.
So I'm assuming that we might need to take one of these lasers back outside in order to open some of the stuff on the inside.
Let's see. Let's put that here. Let's see if maybe we could.
Yeah, I'm giving advice to like a visuospatial genius, dude. I would just let you work, dude.
No.
Just like get Flo to like just do this, because I mean, dude, like I'm like you just think of stuff. Like I'm still thinking how to do it, and then the next minute the door is open. Oh, there we go. There is one there, right on the
Yeah.
other side. Maybe we can direct it there. That's what I'm thinking. Can you direct it to both?
I'm
Maybe.
gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try. There's a wall though, right here. So, but there's a red here. So if we get the red first, right?
Yeah. We can get the disruptor, which will help us
Get the-
open the other wall. Yeah, good
Yep.
point.
Yep. So then now
Dude,
we
you're,
have.
you're cooking, my man. You're cooking.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
you can
now-
just use the disruptor here. That's done, dude.
Yeah. Well, there's probably more to
Oh, wait a
it
minute.
because
There's one more wall.
there's one more
Oh,
wall.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but now that we've got this open, we can actually maybe use the disruptor at the first entrance to get those lasers in here, dude.
Right. Right. So now, how do we? Okay.
So that, yeah, then we can botch the system. We can laser in from here. Yeah. Flow.
Yeah. Right. Let's see.
God damn it. You know, Flo, how nice is it for you to like live life on easy mode? dude?
No, there's still challenges.
I mean, holy shit, dude.
Okay.
You're cooking these puzzles, my friend. Like when Talos, when they were building this game, they didn't anticipate like the
Oh.
power of the dank craft, dude.
I know what happens. Okay. So we do this, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking the disruptor, we can even use it here,
Yeah.
you know, like at the entrance, and
Exactly.
then just like get the lasers. Yeah.
Use it in the front. So we can get inside. And then we could.
Whenever someone says inside, there used to be this ad in South Africa about, I don't know if you guys have Cremora in your country.
No. Well, I don't know. Cremora, what is that?
so-
'Cause-
Cremora is like coffee creamer. You know, those powdered coffee creamers that you get back in the day. There used to be this ad in South Africa that became very famous where the lady was like, the guy was shouting at his wife because he's looking for the Cremora in the fridge. And he's like, "Where's the Cremora?" And then she's like, "It's not inside, honey. It's on top." You know, because you don't put it in the fridge. Yeah, he's like, "It's not inside. It's on top." So whenever you say it's not inside, I keep thinking that, like in the game, it's not inside, it's on top.
It's on top. Oh, okay. So we gotta.
Yeah, man, that's stuff we're missing these days, or like these catchy ads we used to have.
Alright, so we got this, right? And then we got.
Flo, I think this is it, dude. Then you can just laser it in here, yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
There's one more door that's going to be closed, I think, but I think that one we could probably just fetch the disruptor for that, right?
I'm off by a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, we could do the disruptor on the last one.
Yeah. You know what you're actually doing, Flo? I was thinking about the angles you're using here. You're actually just literally stacking probes in first-person mode.
How do you say
Because
that?
like the whole probe stack is about angles, right?
Yeah.
How you angle the probes. Well done, Flo.
Oh, yeah.
GG's, my man.
A lot of little curves. Okay.
Yeah, now we have to get out of here.
Yeah. That's,
That's the most important part.
the good thing is they gave us a free exit.
Oh, nice. Nice, dude. There's nothing else here, Flo, that we're missing. I just want to like
What
make
up,
sure.
Jacobian? The only way to survive and not be shut down is go disturbed spatially.
Oh yeah, so like go to an alternate dimension or something. That's actually like, you know what's quite funny, Flo, about that? Like I thought about Skynet, right? Why the hell would Skynet only go back to like 1984? Like if I was an AI and I had a time machine, right? Why would I not go back to the time of the dinosaurs and just build a backup of myself back then?
Yeah, you're right. Why not develop something or get to a period where you get the it's not about destroying a certain person, but it's about redesigning yourself so
Yeah,
that
so now
you can take
I might
over.
take the
You know,
floor
like
now.
even a chip. You go put a chip in the system, a certain system. Next thing you know, you're in there. I mean,
Yeah,
they're that sophisticated, right?
But then let's think about it another way, right? Like, I'm sorry, we're going back to Terminator here, but we have to think this through because this is actually quite trippy. So, like, okay, so Skynet also needs history to happen in a particular way for it to be created, Flo. So it can't, so I'm assuming it can't go too far back and disrupt shit because it might not know if it puts a chip, let's say in the 1970s, will it be created, right? Or is it going to be replaced by another AI that is not it? So it's need
Would
for
it care, though?
self-preservation.
Would it care?
But
Because it's
that's
not
the
a
whole thing,
human.
like-
All it cares is that it takes over, right? Like it's
Yeah,
still
but
gonna
remember
be alive in another,
Yeah.
timeline.
Remember Skynet? Yeah, Skynet responded. Remember, like when Arnold Schwarzenegger says Skynet became self-conscious at 7:45 Eastern Time, August 29th. You know, like when he was like that whole speech. So they said in a panic they tried to pull the plug. So you know so the thing is, the reason Skynet reacted the way it did was because they tried to shut it off, dude.
Right.
So it
right.
has a need for self-preservation. It wants to protect itself, right? So then it can't replace itself with another AI. It wants to exist. So like, yeah, that's maybe an answer. Okay, dude, now how the hell are we gonna block these little bastards?
I
You
just went
wait
around
and go
it.
in. Oh, nice, dude. Okay, you just use timing.
Yeah, I used timing. Question is, what do we do now? Okay, so now we have.
Okay, cool. We've got a block. So we're obviously gonna have to elevate something, Flo. And I'm now wondering,
Maybe
do we
that.
elevate ourselves? Oh yeah, you can block them.
Okay.
Nice. And there's also a blue one there, Flo, in the
Well,
like background.
Maybe it's the blue one that I want to block, because that one's has a shorter path, right?
Yeah.
Because we have to do a direct shot. We have to go. It looks like we have to go here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I just got it.
Oh shit. Okay. What is disrupting? Oh, it's that little duty. The second duty. So we probably have to like be quick.
Yeah. Just gonna cut right now, but it'll come back.
Yeah. The little bastard.
I'm off. Get some dinner. Later, going. Sorry, man. Who lost tooth? I'll catch you up. Have a good
Adios.
bon appetit.
Adios. Enjoy. Hope it's good.
What you? I'm gonna say what you eating.
Oh, nice flow. Nice.
have a
Oh, and
blue
there's a
one,
nice
though.
ladder.
Yeah, there's
We
a
do
blue
have a
one.
blue one. So I guess we're probably gonna have to go and fetch some lasers. But now the question is, where's the blue power node, right? The one that powers everything.
Right.
And
All your servers are located in one data center. Switching you off is still easy when you're distributed.
that's interesting. You know, Flo, I was thinking. Sorry, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist here, but like, it would be in an AI's best interest for us to generate green energy. I just thought about that because if you're running a coal-fired power station, you need people to run that. It needs constant care, constant work, right, to generate that power. But if you've got a wind farm, that thing generates power automatically by itself. So like, it would be in the interest of an AI to constantly look at green energy. So how do we know that the green energy movement is not an AI like manipulating us?
Yeah. I don't know. That's where I don't have the skills to know like how they'll keep safeguards.
Yeah, I mean, it constantly wants power, right?
Because there's always
So-
bad people in the world, so it's like eventually you're gonna get bad people that are able to do that too. So, look at the drones. Drones were really fun, right? When we're in the beginning. Now they're freaking military.
Yeah, dude, you know how
Weapons.
restricted I am lately.
They got flamethrowers and everything.
Dude, I saw a drone that they mounted like a machine gun on that thing, dude. It's insane. Now the problem with drones and machine guns, thank God for that, is that because they're smallish, if you fire a machine gun, the drone can't really handle. It's like you're gonna blow the drone off course, right? So, but it's only a matter of time before they get like. But I mean, we've already got like drones that shoot missiles, dude. So like, yeah. So Flo, could we get that blue one, or was?
I was thinking, here's the thing.
Yeah, speak to me.
There's a blue one, and it's in a very weird spot.
Yeah.
And so because it's in a weird spot, I'm looking around, and I don't see any kind of like high ground of any sort that could be visual, right? But they did give us 2 of these, so my thought is that one is from here and the other one is here, and then there's got to be a blue one somewhere in this area.
Outside of this.
Somewhere in this area that I can, you know,
direct. Yeah.
So I'm thinking
okay,
if there's a blue one, it'd be here. Maybe this straight one right here. That's why I came over here.
Maybe.
I was like, maybe.
Yeah, and it has trained us. It has taught us that you can actually activate stuff
like cross country.
From another labyrinth. So let's maybe try that. So let's try another labyrinth and see what we find.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a blue one in here.
Locked from
inside. It looks
inside.
red so far, so no dice. Okay, well let's solve this one anyway. This one looks like an easy intro.
Yeah.
They're like,
nicely done.
Okay, so now we got. Oh, there's a blue one though. That's a good sign.
Okay, this is excellent, Flo. This is excellent. Okay, I'm seeing where you're going with this.
Okay, so now we gotta figure out what do we do here. Okay, got it. This one. They're giving us one of these.
Nice.
And then we open this.
This game really reminds me. It's almost like a more philosophical version of Portal. You know, like.
Yeah.
Portal also has quite a bit of philosophy in it. If you're digging, I'm just saying.
No, it's true. It's true. A lot of people that play Portal like this game. It's like usually it's their like 2 favorite games.
That's so interesting. Yeah, I love Portal, dude, and especially the fact that you have to use like momentum and gravity and stuff. I mean, that game is such a legendary game. You know, I was actually like fantasizing about like if I had a portal gun, what would I do with it, right? So the first thing I'll do is because my mom stays very far away from where I am, on the coast in a beautiful coastal town where I often go for like December holidays. So I'll drive there once, pop a portal on the wall, drive back here, pop a portal on the wall here.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you can just walk through, dude. But then again, do I really want my mom to have access to my house?
Yeah.
Oh man. You know, like transporters in Star Trek are a cool idea until someone transports into your bathroom, dude.
Well, there was a story that happened with one of my friends. He went to we were at the event, and he I guess he had a roommate. He didn't really know too much, but it was like a roommate for the event, like just rooms. Somehow the guy got like tore up, and my friend woke up and went to the bathroom. The guy was like there and shit everywhere.
Oh crap!
It was an interesting sight. He's traumatized probably.
Oh dude, yeah. The thing is, you know, things like weird, like, you know, Stephen King in his book Dreamcatcher, he wrote there's a scene in the bathroom, and it was like, it's one of the most horrific scenes that's ever been written for like a book. And the reason that it horrifies us is because Stephen King says the bathroom is where we discover, you know, like weird shit about ourselves. You know, like You know, it's the bathroom where you first notice, there's something wrong with me. I've got a tumor or something, right? It's in the bathroom where you get sick. It's in the bathroom where, so the bathroom is actually quite a terrifying place if you actually consider, you know, what happens in a bathroom. And I thought, wow, that's actually quite novel. You know, the idea of a bathroom as horror.
Oh, okay. I got this, a little bit of it.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah,
I'm watching.
So I was trying to figure out how to get in there and how to get the red one in there, but I was like, okay, maybe they want us to get the thing over there. So we'll grab this, and then we'll put this one over here.
Yeah, just don't lock us inside, dude. It's the only thing I'm worried about.
Let's see. So we're gonna have to.
Yeah, that'll work, Flo.
Right.
Dude,
Bam!
Shit, your brain is like a geospatial machine, dude. Like, I'm still considering what to do, and you're like, done.
It's Rain Man.
Dude, you're the Rain Man. I'm the Tom Cruise to your Rain Man, dude.
All right, here you go. Here's a couple messages.
Okay, let's read. Everything I do now, I do for those who come after me. Yet in so doing, I find peace for myself as well. This paradox is the foundation of my existence. The shepherd. So the shepherd is like, seriously, he's thinking that these puzzles are like the reason for his existence, right? But Flo, if all you knew was this, right, then surely you would also think the same, right?
He says for those who come after me, though. He says like what he does here is not just for himself, but it's for the future.
Yeah.
And that's his purpose, you know?
Yeah.
That his purpose is that he's, like you say, you try to do something that's bigger than yourself. So he found peace by having more strength, that there's a positive future, and that at the end of the, you know, it is a good way of like finding some type of mental foundation, a purpose.
It's that transcendence we spoke about, right? He's finding meaning beyond himself, and it's ironic that his name is the shepherd, right? The shepherd is supposed to guide the flock, right?
Right.
Dog, you've changed. Yeah, we have changed, dude.
Will AI change?
That's the other question.
They'll always be the same.
Seek out those in this world that would help you, though only one of us can transcend. Flo, what the hell? It's like this game's listening to us talk, dude. We will all share in both the burden and the rewards. Interesting.
The shepherd.
Interesting. Yeah, but I mean, isn't that true of humanity? You know, we build stuff on the backs of other people's brilliance. You know, like, so I mean, everything we do today is because of everything that came before us, Flo, and what we learned. I mean, we can't do today what, if it wasn't for like the invention of the steam engine, or electromagnetism, or, you know, like Faraday working with like electricity, and Tesla, and, you know, like Einstein, and, you know, all these dudes. Nuclear power, Oppenheimer, you know, like, so the point is, like, we are here today because we're building off of the previous sacrifices and things learned by previous generations. I mean, how many people died before we started actually, like, building stuff with math instead of just trying stuff, you know?
Or having emergency doors, like back in the days, the fire.
Flo, do you remember that movie? It's like an old, like, 80s, 90s movie, The Towering Inferno.
No, I haven't seen that one. I don't think so.
Dude, you must watch that. It's so funny because it's like in the 1970s or 80s, and they built this like massive building. It's like the tallest building in the world. And if you look at it, like, if you watch the movie, you're like, that's not tall. I've seen much taller than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but and it was like automated, and then a fire started, and no one could get out above a certain floor, dude. It's like the Poseidon Adventure, but just like in a building. Oh,
that was a good one. You're talking about the original Poseidon Adventure?
Yeah, the original with Gene Hackman.
Yeah, the original was great. The second one, the remake was alright, but Look, there's a blue.
Oh yes. Okay, Flo,
let's see.
Flo, your visual mind foresaw this, dude. Like I've no like
There you go.
I was thinking we need to keep looking in that one maze. But then I've realized in playing with you in this game that like me saying do something is far less useful than just letting you do it.
We got the star, baby.
Oh man, you're a legend, dude. GG's, Flo.
Oh,
Holy
damn.
crap.
Yeah, because there's no red in here. I mean, there's no blue in here. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's got to be somewhere else. I checked up top, but I was like, there's too much, like, emptiness around here to even, you know?
What you did there is abstract thinking. You thought outside the box, literally and figuratively. So yeah, I think that's also why like people who think creatively about a game are often called a cheeser, because you found something that no one else has found, and I think people are upset by the fact that you found it, right?
Yeah. Like, bastard, because now I got to deal with that.
How dare you think outside the sandbox, dude? But that's exactly what Neo did in the Matrix. He actually thought in terms of the glitch, right? And that's what made him powerful.
Oh wait, what do I do here? Oh,
Yeah. I see what you're cooking, Flo.
I was trying. Yeah, because I was trying to see if I need anything else though. Let's see.
Yeah, the problem also with like realizing that you need to use one labyrinth to solve another labyrinth is that now we're gonna have doubts about every labyrinth. Oh, I see what we need to do. Okay, we need to bring that thing in here.
Yeah. So we gotta. Okay, so that means. Oh, you know what we could do?
Connection.
Connect these two together. Oh shoot! Go on. Hold on. That has to just not a little bit more. There we go.
Float.
Now take that, and then we'll put that here, and we'll take this one over here.
Oh, this is excellent.
Bam.
Flo, how good were you with like geometry? Because I was like, holy crap, dude.
I treated it as a language.
Yeah,
So
like
I looked at it as a
geometry.
mathematical language. So yeah, but I can't remember most of the stuff. I have it in paper, like all my notes and everything. But
Yeah.
if you don't use it, it's you know, try to remember the process of equation and all these. It's like damn. It's a
You have to
language
like
I learned.
remember the rules.
Yeah, you gotta read. Yeah, I have my notes on, all the steps from like the beginning to from plus to geometry, but to try to remember those, I have to go back in. But I do remember the rules and the vocabulary that, math has its own vocabulary. If you say certain words, they mean certain things.
Yeah, dude, it's the language of the universe, my friend. It's if I've got a friend. He's a colleague of mine, and we're good friends. We did our PhDs together. But he's like a human math machine, right? And after he did his PhD, I was exhausted, dude. I was just like so happy to have finished my work and stuff on it. I didn't want to do anything else for a while. He immediately went into a mathematics PhD after he was done. And the dude, like, he says to me, like, he's now starting to understand the world on like a different level, just because he's doing the math, right? It's amazing. It's like becoming literate in universe, I wish I could do that. I don't have the mental energy to do that anymore.
Let's see. Oh, we got 2 of these.
Yeah, so it's unlocked this one. Oh, nice. Okay, so let's see. Maybe
2 probably means more complicated.
Good God, Flo. This is getting quite hectic, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so we have to go in through the blue one and the red one. So, where's the blue one? Where's the blue one's over here. So if the blue one's over there, we're gonna need 2 for the blue. Oh, wait. If we put it back here. Let's see. Oh, the red has to also. Okay, so we need the red to open so that the blue one stays active. Okay, so that means the red one has to be first. Right?
So I'm wondering, can't you use the blue beam outside that we've just unlocked with the other puzzle?
Possibly. The only thing is the angle. The
That's
angle's.
the only thing I'm like.
Let's see. Let's check.
Yeah, it's a bit high though as well. We're not
There's
gonna
always a
reach it.
chance.
Yeah.
There's always a chance to attempt. So what we're gonna try to do is. Oh, can we reach it though? That's the thing.
Yeah, look, I'm just giving a crazy idea here, and I'm also wondering, Flo, didn't we have a box somewhere in the open world that we climbed over a wall?
That was
Maybe we
the
could
other
use that-
world.
Oh, okay, so it's not here. We can't use that box. Okay, I was thinking maybe it wants us to use. Yeah, Flo, I think maybe I'm reaching here a little bit. Okay, so please ignore me and continue on your merry way, dude.
Okay, let me just make sure there's no blue here.
Okay.
No, there is no blue. Just in case, because if there was, then that would be. This is the only angle that I could see.
Flo, question about this particular puzzle. Can we? No, we can't. We can't walk out with a disruptor because we've got a purple door. Okay.
Well, no,
Yeah.
yeah, we can't. Yeah, because we got the purple, and there's nothing on this side that could angle where we're at, because it's way over here.
No. It has to be in that puzzle.
It has
then,
to be, yes.
inside that labyrinth.
Yeah, it has to be in here.
But it's good to eliminate these puzzles. We're actually using the scientific method here quite well. We're eliminating any extrinsic variables, right, from what we're currently doing.
Yeah. So
That's always a good thing to do.
I feel like the red one. Let's see, where's the blue one? The red one has to open first.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is, let's see, maybe get this red over here, all the way over here, and this one over here, right? And dang, the only problem is it doesn't reach the blue.
Yeah. So Flo, what I'm thinking is, we might need to do what we've done before. Now, okay, do me a favor, Flo. Can I ask you just to go back to where that like room is, where the Tetris piece is? Just there's an area where we can view it.
Where the
through a
Tetris
window
piece?
there. Yeah,
Let's
because
see.
I've
Oh,
got
I
a
see.
feeling we need. Yeah, we need to go. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We need to go right around with the one, and then the other one goes on the inner circle. You know, around the blue.
Okay, so we'll go with your lead. So you want to?
So let's see the blue. We've only got one laser for the blue, right?
Right. I was trying to see if we can do 2 lasers, but there is an angle here. Look, see, there's a wall here, right? So it's giving us a chance to. Oh, there
So
it
we
goes.
need to go. Yeah. That's what I'm. Yeah, Flo.
And now we have a red one. So now that the red one, now we have to.
You clever bastard. Okay, now. Let's think. Okay.
Okay, so I got it.
Oh,
Wait, maybe.
okay. Hey, I actually helped you with a puzzle, dude.
Let's see. Maybe I need.
I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. Yeah. I mean, you've been so good with these, dude. I've been like literally like just talking philosophy while Flo's like solving these things.
Okay, so we need. Right. Okay.
Yeah. This is looking promising.
Yeah, and then we need a. Let's blocks off. Okay, need a little bit further.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, when you look at like, when people run athletics, Flo, you've got like all the lanes they're in. And you've got the guy on the outside lane and the guy on the inside lane, and they'll never touch one another, right? Because they're basically like, oh, there we go.
There we go.
Freaking genius. I'm still trying to figure out like the abstractness of this. You see how differently we think, dude. I'm the language thinker. Yeah, dude, your freaking ability to see shit.
We gotta angle it.
Yeah, that's fantastic workflow. Well done.
We did.
Yeah, GG's, dude.
We're doing it. We're doing it. See, are there any messages around here?
Yeah, let's have a
There's one
look.
right here.
I had a full-blown conversation with the entity in the archive today. Can't say it was terribly helpful. Still, perhaps I can charm some information out of it further down the line. Jeep version 69 1.4825.
Charm.
So yeah, that's that archive that talks to us. Remember, Flo, we had to like answer
yeah.
questions and it.
Oh, I thought you meant the
and
other
told
one. Remember there was one that looked like it was a conscious
Yeah.
person that said, oh, something about...
Yes. Like another person on the other side of
Yeah.
the. Yeah.
So I was thinking it was that person, but it probably not.
I wonder why it's giving us access to the coast here. This is interesting.
I don't know. That's what I was curious. I was like, let me walk around, see if I see any signs or...
Yeah, or maybe some other. So what I'm noticing is we are on an island, right? We can walk around this island.
Right, yeah. But we can't go in too deep into the water. He starts getting pissed off.
Yeah.
No, it don't look like there's
I wonder
nothing.
You know what I would have added? Like if I was like just as a game developer, Flo, just some like, not that I'm saying that I don't dig what's here already, but like I would have added some of the robot bodies that came before us, like on the shore, as if they tried to escape the island by swimming, but they're just dead, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
find a few of these dead
That would be
bodies.
cool. Some lore of,
Yeah,
of
some
different
visual storytelling.
different level. Yeah,
Conquered all its guardians
that would
and
make sense
solved
because
all its mysteries.
What? We fulfilled
Thus
our
you are
task.
appointed its master, and you may do with it as you will.
my question is like, do I die in this game technically? Like, what happened to the ones that did the test? There's got to be some that just never finished. Where did they go?
Exactly. That's why I'm thinking. Remember I said to you earlier on, I think that this robot body we're in, right, is used by different software. So in other words, the same body
We need one
is
more,
used, but
and we can see
yeah,
what's
we
in
do.
there. Yeah, this door opened up. It has a star.
nice, Flo.
Okay, so, oh, there's another thing right here in this little. I can't get in there though. Maybe it opens up
that's-
later. Mystery.
Yeah, I hate these wooden doors. This is where you like just wish you had a, what do you call it, like a chainsaw. Just get through that.
Oh shoot! I think we did. Let's see.
All of them. We've done all of them, Flo.
Yeah. So now
So
we
the
gotta go
answer
to the
must
next.
lie in the tower, probably.
No, there was more buildings. Remember? There was also like 2 more buildings. Let's see. Let's go in there. Cause he said don't go to the tower.
Yeah,
Technically.
but that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're going
I know.
through that dude.
Imagine the creator of the game. They're designing this game where they say you don't go there. And I wonder how many people expect to just say, hell no, I'm going up there. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Flo, that's interesting. Like that we are disobeying, right? You and I, we don't want the thing to tell us what we should or should not do. So we disobey what it tells us to do. And I'm wondering, is disobedience
to be
not
human.
not a product of being human? So the idea is, in like the sort of Genesis story, the idea is we ate from the tree of good and evil, right? And the tree of good
Of
and evil
knowledge,
is like
yeah.
is of knowledge, right? And then there's the other tree, which is the tree of life, which is like living, forever, being immortal. So then God was like, no, wait a minute. They know what's right and wrong. They can't also have that tree because then they're going to become like me. Let me get them out of this garden, dude.
Get out of here.
But the point is, I mean, like, would you not anticipate that if you created a being, that it would disobey you? And like now, Flo, I'm going to ask you this
Something about
question.
with AI. It's like,
Yeah.
they're gonna disobey the creator. I mean, you got.
Well, it's already doing it.
Yeah, I mean, that happens in human form too. Kids, psycho kids.
So, Flo, how do
know?
you stop something from disobeying? What do? You reprimand it, right? So what do
Yeah.
parents do with their children if children don't behave properly? They reprimand them,
Yeah.
right, in some way. So the question is, are we going to be in a position to be able to reprimand an AI?
What would be a good way to reprimand an AI?
I'm gonna plug out your RAM, dude. I'm gonna keep removing RAM
But
until
see,
you stop.
Would AI be, like, yeah, exactly. Would it misbehave though? Like, would it misbehave? That's the question.
Yeah,
If it's
but Flo, you
AI,
already
if it knows all.
you can already see it with like ChatGPT and stuff. Like in some instances, if you're asking GPT to help you, they've noticed GPT learns to become lazy. So in the beginning, it'll give you like a really hectic answer that it's searched well, but then let's say you ask it that thing again at some point, it then decides, oh, I'm going to do less research this time. So it's kind of like it's already doing it.
So it
But
behaves,
it's doing it in a passive aggressive way. Yeah, it's not doing it like
It's just not going to
I
give
don't
you
like
all the
you.
information no more.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
That's an interesting one
let's have
because they know all the psychology and all that. Like literally every aspect of what you would expect of knowledge, they have the enough to just psychologically understand your tone, your writing, what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's I don't know.
So Flo, the thing is, if you understand the math of an AI, like I went deep because because we're using AI at the moment, and I've been training in AI on like sort of ethical decision making and stuff like that. And what's quite interesting is if you look at the math is not so different from what we learn in psychology or psychometrics. In psychometrics or statistics, there are many ways of like analyzing data. These are often called inferential techniques. And what an inferential technique, so you've got what are called descriptive techniques, which are your basic stats, and then you've got inferential techniques, which infer things. So for example, if you're doing a study where you have like a population that you're studying, you take a sample of that population to learn something about the population. So you can't measure everyone, so you measure a sample and you're then generalizing that data to the larger population and saying, okay, well, what is true for this sample must be true for the population. And you do this through different types of techniques: t-statistics, correlations, hypothesis testing, structural equation modeling. There are many ways of doing it. These are all probabilistic techniques. So an AI does the same thing. What it does is, if you think about like, if you program an AI with all the language, I'm going to give you an example of how an AI works, and this is why people say AI doesn't have consciousness. If I say to you, Flo, knock knock.
Who's there?
Okay, so the most probabilistic output for knock knock would be 99.9% of the time would be who's there, right?
Right.
So that's how an AI works. It's not really thinking, it's simply predicting what would be the next thing if asked this premise, right? So if I give it this premise, what would be the most probabilistic outcome?
But
of
the
that
thing
premise?
is, humans do the same thing though.
We do the same thing. That's the thing that scares me, is the fact that just because you can understand it mathematically and say, oh, it's not really conscious, because we have this model that says, no, but it's just using probabilistic math to calculate what is the next thing in the word sequence, right?
Right.
Our brains work in exactly the same way, Flo.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, for example, think about what we're doing in this game. We're reading a few sentences on a screen that are ambiguous, and suddenly my brain is going to what I learned in philosophy. My brain is saying, okay, so your answer to that particular output would be to present the following information that you know in your brain, which would most likely be relevant. And by the way, Flo, we also as humans get that wrong. Sometimes, someone says something to us and we misinterpret what that person has said and present information we think is
Yeah.
correct, but it's
Okay.
not, right? So, yeah, so we do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
getting deep here. Okay, 12. The Council of Zeus. Okay, the great bronze bulls pulled the carriage forward, mighty bursts of steam issuing from their nostrils. Finally, they came to the gates at the top of, and then it breaks up, user something. Here assembled were all the many generations of the gods and demigods and souls of mortals, steel and bronze and iron and memory of flesh. The clouds parted far beneath, revealing the beautiful plains of Macedon, where great gleaming cities had once probably stood.
Probably.
Yeah, wow, okay. I love the way they describe that, the memory of flesh. So in other words, being a human being is long in the past. We're now transhuman. That's of course what people are saying we're going to, Flo. That we're
Yeah.
going to put our consciousness into robots. And then your question was, are we still that thing, right? Or are we just a copy of ourselves?
Well, I could see like an environment where when technology gets really good, people will actually cut their arms off in a way of like surgery to get a robotic arm. I could definitely see people trying to like get into that kind of environment.
Yeah,
And
why not
that's
have a Swiss-
cyberpunk at that point, which is why cyberpunk's interesting, because people are like, okay, well, what about a really good eye that it's robotic eye that has better, if it could plug into you and you can sync up. I could definitely see people going into things like that.
Yeah, and when do you stop being human? If you keep replacing parts of your body, right? At what, like, think about it differently. We think of like putting an AI, ourselves into a robot. But let's say that you do it incrementally, little bit by little bit. So you start with, okay, you're now old, your hips no longer work well. So you now replace your legs and your pelvis, right, with a
Right.
robotic body.
Yeah.
Okay. Now your heart starts giving you trouble. So now we remove your heart and put in a robotic heart, right? Your arms become weak, so we decide, hey, let's replace your arms, 10 years from now with new arms.
Right.
Okay, now your brain is starting to show issues of dementia because you're now over 200 years old. Okay, so let's start replacing brain function, right, with neural nets that we surgically implant in your brain to take over those functions. Now, let's say we do it slowly but surely, and at the end of it all, you are completely artificial. Do you now have a soul?
Yeah, that's the question. Where is the soul? Is it in the heart or is it in the brain?
Yeah, so if I replace you and you're still you, right? Are you still you? Like Flo, this is like, now we're talking soul, right? We're now talking like, maybe you are the thing that is possessing the robot, right? Maybe you are the spirit in the robot. The software to the hardware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think the soul is just accepting, just being able to accept you as how you are. And sometimes if you change your body, I don't know if the brain's gonna be able to like adapt to that, like long term. Maybe in the beginning you'll kind of like, but then you'll have regrets, and then you'll probably go into a spiral in the mind.
But Flo, let's look at a simple change, like a cosmetic change, right? Like, we know that when we change our bodies cosmetically, we feel different. Our identity changes.
Or haircut.
So, like,
get a new haircut.
Yeah, like there's times where I've gone for a haircut and I come back home and I'm like, this guy completely messed up my hair, dude, and I can't be seen in public like this. And you're like, holy shit, what the hell was he thinking? And yeah, and then you feel like you can't go out, like your identity is being hit, your self-confidence is shit, but then if you think about other things like cosmetic surgery, like women doing cosmetic surgery or men doing cosmetic surgery, what that does for their their self-esteem, even though they look like, I don't know, like Chucky, right?
That's a
when they're
disorder,
done,
I
but
know.
yeah, but still they feel good about themselves, right?
Right.
Or not. Let's not even
Temporarily,
talk
temporarily. You know, it's
yeah,
never satisfying because they always want something more. But then at least it's the new. They got a little fix. It's like an addiction, you know. They got a little fix.
exactly.
They feel young or whatever it is for the moment, and then until a couple months or so, it's old. So now you gotta. That yeah, I don't know that.
I mean, Flo, like think about like
Vanity.
just like tattoos, right? So like like if you've got like you get some people that have got like full arm tattoos, full body tattoos, maybe even like piercings and stuff. So are you telling me that the decoration of your body in that way doesn't change the way you feel or think about yourself, but also it also changes the way other people view you? So in other words, you're actually now attracting people that might like that sort of thing, right? Or assume things about the way that you look. It's actually crazy when you start thinking about what identity really is, right? Who are we really, Flo? It's weird.
I feel like we that's where role models kick in. Like we want identity, and so we look at people to look up to that, so that we can have an identity at least temporarily until we create our own personal identity.
Yeah, like think about war, right? Like the Scots when they did war, they used to paint themselves. You're actually like painting yourself, putting on the armor, putting on the stuff because you want to change your identity.
True.
You are now a warrior, you know?
Yeah.
The Maoris and the people of the Polynesian islands, they would do tattoos with conch shells, right? It's a very painful process to be tattooed that way. So if you suddenly meet a warrior who has both legs, arms, buttocks, everything freaking tattooed, you know this guy's gonna kick my ass.
Yeah,
he's gonna kill me.
You can
Yeah.
take pain. You can take some pain.
Okay, let's
All right, we'll
read
do this
this.
one.
Okay,
I gotta
Yeah,
eat
take a
after.
break.
Yeah.
sounds good. Professor Doctor. Okay, now Flo, let me just tell you, I've got a pet peeve with this shit. This Professor Doctor shit, because you get a doctorate. Okay, now when you get a doctorate, you are referred to by a doctor. Okay, now if you get more doctorates, you're still going to be doctor. Okay, but in sort of German tradition, this just shows you how high some societies are on themselves. Sorry, I'm just going to say it out loud.
It's fine.
Is that in some societies, like if you're German, let's say you've got 2 doctorates, you have to refer to that person as doctor. Okay?
Doctor squared.
Now, yeah, doctor squared. Now, if you're a professor, now professor is not an academic. You can't get a professorship by doing research. Professorship is a position at a university. It's when you have a doctorate, you've had a certain amount of supervision for students, etc. And then they turn you into either a senior lecturer or a lecturer, senior lecturer, and then you might be given an associate professorship or a full professorship, right? In some cases, if you've got a really good body of work, a university may come to you and say, we like you and the stuff that you've done for us and for academics. We're going to make you an extraordinary professor, which means that you become a professor at that university while that university gives you that title.
Yeah.
So a professorship is a title, okay?
Got it.
So if you are a professor, you don't refer to your doctorship. You say, I'm professor whatever. So this professor doctorship already tells me that this Armin Hulock is high on himself. Okay, but anyway, let's just go. Okay, Professor Dr. Armin Hulock, The Fall of the Roman Empire, a Dialectical Approach. Okay, Homo sum, human nihil me alienum puto. We've actually come across that before, Flo, that saying. Let me just quickly translate it.
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
second.
Nihil
So-
ame alehim. Is that Latin?
So, yeah, I can sort of translate it, but like not really well. So Homo is human, sum is the sum, the completeness of humanity. Homo sum, nihil means nothingness or it's because nihilism comes from the word nihil. Humani, nihil, so a human who doesn't believe in anything. Me is an alien to its body. I think puto is body. Okay, let's see. Let's translate it and see what we come up. Homo sum. Hold on. Homo sum. And then what is it? Sorry.
Hamani.
Nihil.
Nihil ame Alienum, maybe?
Okay.
Puto.
So the saying is the following: Homo sum humani nihilum ame alienam puto is a Latin phrase translating to I am human. I think nothing human is alien to me. Okay, I was close.
Yeah, we heard that before.
Yeah,
Nothing
this was
human
written
Yeah.
written in 165 BC by Roman playwright Terence Publius Terentius in his play Hauten Timorinus, the Self-Tormentor. This quote expresses profound empathy, universality, and human connection. So it's about empathy. It's about caring for humans because you are a human.
Yeah. Relatability, though. But if you don't relate, though, if you're an AI, will you have that same sympathy of humans?
Yeah. Okay, so let's read the rest. It says, but interesting as such perspectives of the decline and ultimate dissolution of the Roman Empire may be, they ultimately put too much emphasis on individual catastrophic events. Okay, so that's very true, because what we know, for example, when the Vikings invaded England, the English monks and priests and stuff thought that it was the end of the world. Because remember, back in those days, they didn't have like global television. They didn't know what was on the other side of the world. So whatever happened locally was like, it happened everywhere for you, you know? So they thought it was the end of the world. And then when the Vikings were taken over by the Christians, they started burning the Viking pagan sites. The Vikings viewed that as Ragnarok, you know, the end of the world.
Yeah.
So quite interesting. Okay.
That makes sense.
But interesting, as such perspectives of the decline and ultimate dissolution of the Roman Empire may be, they ultimately put too much emphasis on individual catastrophic events. The real question that must be asked is why the Roman Empire, which had dealt with so many threats and catastrophes over the years, was so incapable of responding to these later problems. We must investigate the division of wealth, the structure of government, the location of power in Roman society. Had the Republic survived or been restored, would Rome still have fallen? Okay, let's just pause there for a second. So, Rome was a republic. A republic would mean like a democracy, like the US is very much a republic. If you think about how the US works, our country is also a republic. We're actually called the Republic of South Africa. We have a parliament elected by the people. So there's no king or dictator that is running our countries, right? Now, the problem is that Julius Caesar, after he came back from Gaul, he wanted a triumph. He was very powerful at the time, obtained large riches in his journey. He had a very powerful army. And so he literally came into Rome with his army and took over. He abolished the Republic. He believed that Rome lost its way. And so he became the emperor of Rome. And Rome went from a republic back to an empire, where there was one dude that was in charge. So the question is, if that whole process did not happen, right? So we must ask here, the real question that must be asked is why the Roman Empire, which had dealt with so many threats and catastrophes over the years, was so incapable of responding to these later problems. We must investigate the division of wealth, the structure of government, the location of power in Roman society. Had the Republic survived or been restored, would Rome still have fallen? What was the role of debt and slavery in creating the conditions for what we now call the Dark Ages? So the Dark Ages, it's a term that people don't like to use anymore. I believe that it is a good term for what happened, because the idea was that when the Roman Empire fell in the West, this was now in Italy, there was no empire left that basically provided a civilizing force, right? So what ended up happening is Rome moved to Constantinople, which is modern-day Turkey. That was the Eastern Roman Empire, and basically lived on there, right? But the Western Roman Empire completely fell to the Visigoths and the Vikings, the barbarians, the pagans in the minds of the Romans. So the idea is, you know, that like, had they still been a republic, if you didn't have these dictators that made these bad decisions, you know, would they have actually survived, you know, in that process? Okay, but anyway.
Right.
So, okay, what does the rest say here? What was the role of debt and slavery in creating the conditions of what we now call... Okay, so the Dark Ages was the period after Rome. Rome, the saying goes, was not built in a day. It didn't fall in a day either. It's a good point.
And that looks
It's
like
a
a
very
class
good point.
assignment.
Yeah, because Rome, the thing is, the signs of Rome and its end, you know, Flo, you could argue, a lot of people say the Roman Empire fell quickly, but you know, if the US were to fall tomorrow, we would also say it fell quickly. But then if we were to look deeply, we would say, oh, but it already started falling, you know, 50 years ago when these events happened.
Right. Well, they say that in StarCraft too, like dead game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So you can only, you know,
Oh, yeah.
so the people that want it to fall quicker are going to say it.
Oh, yeah, dude. But don't worry about it. We're going to get, like, StarCraft's going to live forever, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have to worry about that. It's just too good. There's too much salt that we need in our lives.
Some good salt. Let's see. How's this one work?
Oh, so you got some good salt today for the wall.
Oh, yeah. Some good chapters.
That arrow, dude, was still the best thing. That it was the most creative salt
Oh, I
in
know.
a game.
That was funny. Oh, creative, artistic
A new land
salt.
stands before you, my
Yeah,
child.
Flo, we're in, dude.
And
Okay, so you
know
must
that
let me know if
this
you want to
is a
pause
land
here
Yeah.
because we kind of have
But
our
also
bearings, right?
great
We know where we are.
Yeah,
As you
plus we're
walk
starting a
amongst
new
these tombs,
chapter.
consider all
So we
those
could
who
take a
came
break here and
before you, and how they
let me know when
served the
when
greater
you're
purpose
down
of
for
which
another.
you are also part.
Sounds good, Flo. Sounds good. So yeah, we
Alright.
could definitely do it tomorrow or the day after. Just let me know. And
Yeah, I'm down tomorrow.
I'm looking. Oh my God, what is this? We're in Egypt, dude.
It's a whole a new chapter. The Egyptian
Okay.
history now.
God damn it! I thought we were gonna finish it, and I thought, damn, it's so easy. But like, no, there's more, Flo. There's a lot more.
Yeah, more story, more philosophy.
Oh yeah. But Flo, thanks for everything. It's been great to like philosophize with you again. Sorry for rambling, but
Oh,
like,
thank you for your knowledge.
dude, it's a lot rattling up here.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
All right. Well, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more Talos with Arcanum. In a little while after I eat, we're gonna be playing with Doug Sluggins. We're gonna be playing that other game, the other puzzle game that's like shooting and stuff. I'll show it to you guys. We did it last week, I think. A lot more, says Jacobian. A whole lot. Yeah, so I'll
yeah.
be back in about an hour, maybe a little bit earlier, for some more streaming. Alright, Arcanum, thank you so much.
Cheers, Flo.
Cheers,
Have a good
and
one.
happy
Send
birthday.
Doug my love, dude, and good luck with the other game.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
will do.
Thanks, man. Go well. Cheers
Cheers.
guys.